Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this video series. So what we do in this series is we change some of your favorite foods into some macro-friendly options. So today we got an awesome recipe. It's gonna be Uni Pasta. We're gonna be changing the macros and learning how to make them from this to this. So let's get cooking, guys. There's so much to say about Uni Pasta, and making it at home is a different experience, and it's so much better because when you get this at a restaurant, they're really skimpy on the uni, and I get it, they're trying to save on the cost, but at home, you can choose 4 to 5 pieces if you want. So in today's recipe, we're going to be making our own pasta. It's kind of like a combination of eggs, noodles, and olive oil, but making your pasta on your own, guys, is such a crazy experience. It's unlike any other pasta you've had before, and it's a lot healthier because there's no preservatives in there, which we don't want in this dish. So into a bowl, we're going to put about 1.5 cups of flour in there, and we're going to put 2 eggs along with a little dash of olive oil, maybe like 1 tablespoon or so. We like to use this Korean version, and just put about maybe 1 or 2 pinches of salt in there. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to really season it that much. And we're going to get this fork and we're going to mix it as much as we can. And as we mix, we're going to put the eggs inside the well, which is like this little hole in the flour. And by every mix, we're going to be adding just a little bit more flour into each one. This makes it more stable and it's going to help it kind of come together. And once you can't use the fork anymore, we're just going to kind of use our hands and mix it up as much as you can. And then we're going to start to form this ball, which we can knead. We just used a little bit more flour there because I've done this a lot and I kind of know how much flour I need for this. And yeah, just kind of move it around and let that wet little batter kind of absorb all that flour. And in the end, it's going to kind of come together and it's going to form a ball. And we're going to be using all that flour you see there. So yeah, just keep kneading, guys, and at this stage it's going to be kind of thicker and it's going to kind of resemble pasta. So as you can see, we used every single piece of flour in there. This takes around maybe 10 to 12 minutes. Just kind of push down on the dough. I'm no pasta chef, but this is really easy to do. So when you know it's done is when you press on it and it starts to kind of push back, and that's the perfect consistency that you want for your pasta. So now that we're done, we just want to put a paper towel over it. You don't want to smush it or it's going to stick to the pasta. Just put it in the fridge for 30 minutes and just let it sit. So now it's time to prep our ingredients. There's only really, 6 ingredients for the pasta sauce. It's pretty easy. And also I just kind of wanted to show you guys my knife skills, which aren't that great. So we got 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, around 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, 8 to 9 chives, 1/4 of an onion, and 2 little knobs of butter. So the first thing that we're going to be putting in here is just a little bit of butter. Just around 2 knobs is perfect for this dish. We don't want there to be too much fat, and this is 2 servings, so we're going to be making sure that we're cutting out as much as fat as possible. So now we want to add the onions, and this is what really makes the flavor for this dish, guys. You want to caramelize these onions in the butter and make them really nice and soft. So now we're going to add around maybe 1 or 2 pinches of salt. We don't really want to season the sauce yet. We're going to do that after we put the uni in and kind of blend it together. This way we don't have it too salty because you can never go backwards, right? So this is really the key to this dish, and it's what makes it taste so good. Garlic powder. We actually like garlic powder better in this because I feel like garlic powder just does better in sauces, which we're just going to make right now. We use maybe half a tablespoon in this one, but we made the second batch with a full tablespoon and it was so much better. So use 1 tablespoon of garlic powder if you can. So after you leave it on for a bit, that's kind of the color you should get with the onions. And now you just want to add 1 tablespoon of cream here. Usually an uni pasta recipe calls for 4 to 6 tablespoons of this stuff, but we just used 1. So we're going to have to add a little bit of extra liquid. So we're missing like 5 tablespoons of heavy cream here, but it's totally worth it because we cut the fat macros in half for this. So we're just going to supplement it with some good old-fashioned water. And yes, when there's less fat in a dish, it's going to taste a little worse, but we're trying to eat healthy here and we're trying to maintain a healthy diet. So supplementing with water is just a little bit of a sacrifice we need to make in order to kind of do this. So just leave that on a low heat and you're just going to kind of see it become this really thick sauce where it leaves a trail and it coats the back of your spoon. So now that the sauce is all made, we're going to be getting our uni. We use maybe like 2 or 3 pieces in here. I would maybe go to 4 or 5 if you really like, your sauce to be really uni-y. And this is what's going to really add some extra flavor into this dish. And the combination of garlic and cream and uni is just the best combination I've ever had, and this is one of the best pasta dishes that I think I've ever made. So yeah, you just want to blend it up now. You don't want to blend it up too much. You don't want it to be too smooth like a smoothie. That's the consistency you want right there, just kind of rough and with little chunks of uni. So after around 30 minutes, we're going to take the pasta out of the fridge. We're going to make sure that it didn't form a skin in there. And yeah, we're just going to press it and it's good to go. There's no skin because we put that paper towel on top of it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to place it on our work surface and put some extra flour. This way it doesn't stick to our hands or doesn't stick to the cutting board, which makes it easier to handle. And this is kind of untraditional, which is just something I kind of made up. Is just use your palm to make a circle around the pasta. This makes it super easy to manage, and you'll see as we go along. So now just get your knife. We're going to be using two methods to make this pasta, one without the pasta maker and one with the pasta maker. So anyone can do this as long as you have a rolling pin. So this is honestly pretty tough without a pasta maker. I'm no, crazy pasta chef, and I don't know if this is the correct way to do things, but I just like to grab one end of it and use the rolling pin to just kind of stretch it out, to force it to stretch by, creating like tension between the pasta. Yeah, I don't know if that's the way to do it, but it works for me. So yeah, just keep rolling until you get like the thinness of like paper, just like that. And what you want to do is you want to just make it into like a nice rectangular shape. This is going to result in nice even pasta. So yeah, this is what you kind of get. It's this really nice, beautiful, pasta like, dough, which is what we made. And it's pretty crazy that we made this, right? So this step is a must, where we kind of flour both sides of the rectangle. This means that, our pasta isn't going to stick to each other, and we're going to roll it horizontally and just kind of roll it up like a carpet. And you're going to start to see that it's going to kind of resemble pasta as we cut it with our knives. And yeah, this is really how you make knife cut noodles, or this is like a handmade fettuccine. You just want to cut maybe 1/4 of an inch thick for each slice and just pull it apart and put them into like one kind of loop. So from start to finish, that probably took like 10-15 minutes. This method is like really tedious, but it results in this really nice, actually thick and kind of rustic looking noodle. It's actually what I kind of prefer sometimes because, it has like a imperfection aspect to it, which is actually really nice. And yeah, just flour it one more time because we're going to be putting in this water. And if it sticks, it's going to turn into this really nasty clump, which we don't really want. So now it's time for method number 2. This is way easier. We're just going to be kind of using the rolling pin to make it as long as we can. Try to make it into a rectangle. It's pretty impossible to do. You're never going to do it, but just make it thin so that it fits inside the pasta machine. Just do the best you can to make it into a rectangle. So now we're gonna wipe down our work surface, make sure that it's all sanitized and clean, because this is where we're putting the pasta and we're putting all the food on. So make sure that this is clean. And yeah, you just want to install your pasta machine, put that clamp on. I didn't even know that there was a clamp when I first bought this, but yeah, there's a little clamp that you kind of attach to the table. So now that everything's all clean, we're gonna put some flour on top of the pasta, and we're gonna go to dial number 7, which is gonna create the first layer of pasta. What you want to do here, shout out to Binging with Babish because he taught me this method, is to make it into like this pamphlet or this like booklet thing, which creates a nice rectangular shape. But if you kind of suck at doing this like me, it's still gonna become this like big oval, which is totally fine. It doesn't really matter because you're gonna roll it out to this super long piece anyways, and it's gonna be good regardless. So yeah, just keep repeating this process until you get to dial number 2. For now, we're at dial number 6, and look what I'm doing here. I'm flouring every stage of the way. It's super easy. Just put it into that little hole and then like crank away. It's actually really soothing. This is like one of my favorite things to do with cooking. And then yeah, you get this really nice long noodle, and you get this really nice chewy noodle as well. So now you just want to cut it in half. This is a super long noodle. You can make one big super long noodle if you want. If you're into that, that's totally fine. But just for the sake of demonstration, I want to show you 2 types of noodles with this pasta machine. So this is one of my favorite shots, but we're going to be making the angel hair pasta now. Super easy. You just want to put it into that little cutting thing, and then yeah, just let it go. But when it comes to fresh pasta, guys, I don't really like using this attachment just because these noodles are kind of thin. They're not as chewy, and they kind of take away from the uniqueness of making your own pasta. Now the star of the show here is the fettuccine that you get from this pasta maker. This is the noodle that really shines, right? So this has a nice bite, and especially with something creamy like Uni Pasta, it really catches the sauce really well compared to the other one. So yeah, after you pick up all the pieces, you get this really awesome noodle. These are going to be the best noodles you've ever had, I guarantee you guys. So we didn't even make the angel hair pasta because I'm not really a big fan of that, to be honest. So into some boiling water, we're gonna put all the noodles, even the knife cut noodles, and the fettuccine we made from the pasta machine. And a lot of YouTubers say that you should boil this for 1 minute, and I did. And what happens is you end up with this just floury bite of pasta. So make sure you kind of taste. This took us like 5 to 6 minutes to make actually. And then yeah, just take a bite, and if it has that little white center, it's not done yet. So just keep going until it's nice and smooth and nice and chewy. So right after they're done cooking, like right after, you want to put it into another pan that's already heated. And normally, people would add some butter here, but we're trying to save on some fat, right? So now this is where the dish kind of comes together. Just pour half of what we made into the dish, and that's going to be enough for 1 serving. So now we're just going to mix it up with some chopsticks or some tongs or whatever. I'm Asian, so I'm just going to use some chopsticks, and that's like all we had. And yeah, so this is where we seasoned it with some salt. We found that it was a little too bland here, and we put a lot of work into this, right? So we don't really want to mess up any of the steps. And to be the safest we can, we're going to season at the very last step. So yeah, that's really it for the sauce making part of this, and I'm just trying to be a little chefy here. I know that did absolutely nothing at all, but I just wanted to show you guys, I guess. So yeah, this has to be my favorite part, which is finally plating the food. This actually took a really long time to make and to film, so it was super rewarding to kind of get a meal after this. And when you want to eat this meal, you want to make it on a day where you're really active so we can utilize those carbs really well, right? And yeah, this is kind of the secret to make this a high protein dish, right? You want to add some ikura or some salmon roe on top of the noodles, because right now there's just no protein in the dish. So we want to make sure that we add some source of protein, add some chives if you want, and this is really the star of the dish, which is the uni. And yeah, this is the reason why I like to make this, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, right? I put like maybe 4 or 5 pieces on each of the dishes. I made one for me and my girlfriend. And yeah, we had a ton of uni in each and every bite. Whereas if you get it at a restaurant, you only get this like one little sliver of uni. So yeah, that's really it, guys. Add some chives if you want. This is one of the most flavorful things that you can ever make at home. It's so fun and it's so exciting to make, and it's totally worth it, guys. So that is really it for this video, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to like it. And if you like the content, subscribe. And if you made this for yourself, make sure to tag us and tag your friends and spread the word about us. And if you want to know a little bit more about sea urchin, we have a whole blog about it. You can find that at www.aspirefitnesswalnut.com/blog. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys.